of that. Sheer force being, minutes say I might be fire, but I'm saucy as can be, and I'm spitting like a pneumo. What you talking about, cub? From the future, like a Mayan leaf, top Horizon 19. Lando, Genie, NATO, Therian, set of my cool like the Manadin. Two bands make a choice tactics, so for the style, you can say that I'm a goddamn Galarian. Yeah, saying true when my fans brewed up a sample. Benerican, Jerry Ann, sipping on my sand brew. There's so much dirty Sprite, you can say I'm jams. You'll never get it, cause he never been a good example. Invisible like a man, bitch, I never been around like I'm dad, but I'm coming back home. Then everyone goes, oh no, dad's home. Here comes yet another dono from Castle. Shifting in the gear like I'm Jawbull. Strong jaw crunch on these motherfuckers looking for a brawl like Declan. About a deck, all the people that have got me with the claw. We ain't taking any draws like you a winner or a goner. Like all the times you done lost 2 miles and his daughter. Send you to the jungle like I'm General Rusha. Just left, but we still next up. Crimson out, could trace the way I be hitting you with thunder. Bug spirit swarming you with honey, get your money up. Slop chucking cannonballs, murdering your grandson. David, well I guess that he's blessed as a real one. Talk about the grub, bussin'. Put up to the club, muffin. Who's on that DJ? Spunky. What he gonna do? He done it. Bitch, I'm like Gazer the way I be luckin'. But I ain't toasty cause I'm not a dumb shit. Not like Lawrence, I don't be running. Not like Nickel, I don't be spending. Not like Zenith, I'm not complaining. Not like Marissa, I'm not K-fanning. Not like Jason, I don't be gaming. Not like Tasty.
Sure, my phone notification. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Chat Mix, a Pokemon fan game. Y'all, I am so stressed right now. Let's just have a chill stream, guys. I am so stressed. I don't even know why I'm so stressed, but I am just like, my chest is like hurting. I don't know what it is. It's just like, I woke up late today and I was like, shit, I need to get so much shit together and, just so many different things. And like, I'm just so behind on so much, y'all. Like, you don't even understand how behind I am on shit. On top of that, I freaking put out the update just an hour ago, and the Poke Updater just turns out it just never worked. Oh man, it's so much, dude. It is so freaking much. Anyways, I hope today can just be like a reset during stream. Like, let's just kind of like reset and just focus on what's ahead. Not what's behind, but what's ahead. Developing stuff moving forward, right? And rather than like you know, worrying about all the sprites that need to be fixed and, you know, adding the overworld sprites and making sure all the new people who want to help with spriting and want to help with like music and stuff is taken care of. Like, I've been trying to do all that, and I've been trying to greet all the new people. There's been so many new people joining, and I've been trying to greet everybody and just try to, you know, get everybody on board and so they know what's going on. And it's so much. It is so much. And I just need a reset. I just need to breathe. I just need a reset, focus on what's ahead. But man, it's been a rough day for me, y'all, and I haven't even been awake that long. But I think we're going to have a great stream today. Keep working on what we've been working on, you know. Has certain one guy got news of the casino owner? Again, that's another thing that I'm behind on. I told him if he showed up to stream today, we can focus on that while I'm streaming. And it might be like a good thing. Yo, Tasty, I'm over here going back, updating split cup sprites. Who would have thought giraffe ears are tricky to spray? Yeah, I do agree. I do agree. That better be water. It's surprisingly milk. It's milk. Why did I put milk in this cup? I don't know. But it calms me down. I don't know why. It calms me down. You always drink milk? I do. I love milk. Like, milk is like my drink. I'm weird. I go to dinner with like friends or family at a nice restaurant. I order milk. I'm eating steak. I'm eating freaking lobster. I'm eating soup. Whatever it may be. I need my milk, bro. Pokemon Calcium win. That's so real. That's so real. Anyways, jeez. Go ahead and say hi in chat. Everybody go ahead and say hi. I usually say hi to everybody, but I had to let y'all know what's been going on the second that I started stream. Hi KJ, how you doing? Bye Fancy Rallets. Hey Water Kieran, hey Trevi, hey Harry TDK, what's up Lantern Zap? Good evening, Irisy, y'all. Guess what? I actually gotta let me say hi to everybody first, and then I'll go through that. What's up, Sojin Miles? What's up, Blue Lay? How you doing, Blue Lay? I wanted you to know you're doing a fantastic job with the game. Glad to be a part of it. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Genuinely, thank you so much. I try my best. I do literally the best that I possibly can. But hi, Abby. Thanks so much for joining stream today. Whoever else is in here that hasn't said hi yet, how you doing? I know I saw a couple other names that didn't pop up and say hi, like Off Sync. What's up, Off Sync? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Anyways, guys, yeah, Irisy, our first ever patron. I don't have it up on here, but Irisy's our first ever patron. So everybody give Irisy your thanks for being our first ever patron. That is awesome. It literally means the fucking world to me. Like absolutely the fucking world to me. Very first patron ever from Irisy. So thanks. Thanks. I can't say it enough. It helps tremendously with absolutely everything. Genuinely. So, yeah. Thanks, Irisy. Really appreciate it. Yo, Alaya Neto. Welcome to Chat Mix Pokemon Fan Game. And Safia, what's up, Safia? How you doing? Thanks for tasting our Kenter. It means you're getting sued by Nintendo lawyers. That's not true. The Patreon supports me. It supports me in my content. Please don't put me in the spotlight like that. I do it to help, not to gain attention, but thanks nonetheless. It's not just me saying thank you. It's all of us, you know. It's all of us saying thank you. So I feel like that's important, you know. But I'll do my best not to do it again if that's what you wish. Anyways, y'all, how about we go ahead and jump into what we're going to be doing today for Chat Mix Pokemon Game? I don't even have the project open. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and open the project. Oh yeah, I should probably. Is it just not gonna open? What the fuck? It didn't open. There it goes. What is the plot for today? Irisy champion of the game now. Okay. So let's go ahead and dive into what we're doing today. And I say dive because we are literally diving underwater. We've been diving underwater for quite some time, y'all. So in our last stream, we worked on a layer 2 for Route 31. Basically the start of Route 31. We added the chest stuff with the shiny hunting method and also the item farming. Off stream, I went ahead and made the borders look a lot better. I think I also just I might have added a tiny bit of decoration. I'm not sure if I did that or not. I probably didn't, but I know I did add like the this kind of mountain right here for the border. And then I also added this section at the other side so in this map that we all made together, we had it go up to layer 2 near the end before we go up to layer 1 and then exit the routes. So I went ahead and made that by, you know, just because get the layout out of the way, of course. So this map that you guys are seeing right here is actually this right here, about starting right here all the way over here. Now, all of this space is obviously empty because this is where we're going to be diving down to layer 3, which is right here, and then layer 4 as well. And we have our different biomes in these layers too. Also, right here is right in this area. which means that layer 1, there's going to be a little layer 1 section right here, which we can dive up right here, so it makes absolute perfect sense. Hey, Nuclear Stomp, how you doing? The underwater needs more water. Yeah, this map is pretty big. It is pretty big. But yeah, Nuclear Stomp, welcome, welcome, welcome. We also got Lawrence in here too. What's up, Lawrence? Thanks for popping in. I won't be here long. I'm boarding a plane soon. Hell yeah, Taco Cat, Potato Fish. Well, I hope you have a good flight, dude. Thanks for stopping in to say hi. So, today, we are probably going to be going ahead and starting to map out layer 3. And layer 3, surprisingly, isn't that big, honestly. I mean, it's mainly just like, it's like, excuse me, it's like a little, it's kind of like a chicane path that kind of just goes around just the general area. But it does have a little bit of the bioluminescent biome, which is pretty cool. And on top of that, we can also make layer 1 today on top of that. So we could make layer 1. But it really just depends on what you guys want to start first. To be fair, I could do that little layer 1 thing on my own. Just to get it, because I feel like it'd be pretty boring. Because all it is doing this part of layer 1 and this part of layer 1, which is like this is just like a way to dive back to the surface, and then this is just like the end of the map. So I'm not sure if that'll really be intriguing for you guys if we made that today. I feel like something more intriguing would be to go ahead and start doing layer 3, which is going to have some new content.
Thank you for subscribing.
Thank you for subscribing. Who was that? Ochsor. Thanks. Appreciate it. So yeah, anyways, y'all, let me go ahead and put out a poll. Let's see what you guys want to do first. Do you guys want to... What to do first? Question mark. Do you guys want to start layer 3 or do you guys want to finish layer 1? So we might be able to do layer 3 and layer 4 today. I definitely see that as something that is possible. And then from there, we're basically done with the dive area. I could do, we'll have like one more stream where we do layer 5. And then once we're done with the dive area, all we have to do is like maybe 1 or 2 streams where we do, probably 1 stream where we do the oil platform, because we're going to have some story stuff there. We haven't been doing a lot of story stuff on stream as of recently, so it'd be nice to finally get back to some story stuff and some actual like, events that happen in the story. But we have to finish our dive area first, and then we'll get to that. And then after we finish that, we head straight up into the sky, baby. We can finally develop the sky area where we fly up into the sky. Very exciting. Very, very exciting. So let's try to get as much of this done as we can, y'all. Just as much little bits and pieces, and then off screen, I'll, go through and refine everything. So as long as we get the base done and the layout done, and y'all's general gameplay concepts, we should be good. Anyways, what is the winner on this poll here? It's fairly 50-50 on either start layer 3 or finish layer 1. It's actually very 50-50. I'll go ahead and let one more person vote. I find it super draining trying to force ideas for mapping. If I'm ever stuck while creating a map, it always helps simply moving to a different map or feature completely. That is fair. That is totally fair. Yeah, it's still very... The vote is still 50-50 right now. There is 15 votes, and... Finish layer 1 is like on the very top half of it. That should be... We should be able to do that pretty fast. So that's a good sign. Good sign. We can do that fairly quickly. So, to do layer 1, we need to copy this map. I'm also... It'd probably be a good idea to go ahead and give these just like so it's more organized. That's Route 30, L1. This is Route 30, L2. This is Route 31 L2. And then this is Route 31 L1. Boom. So with the copied map, all we really have to do is just be like, okay, so we know that what do we know? What do we know? We know that this is a way to dive back to the surface of like the whole map to go to this little island right here that's on the surface. So we can go ahead and make that island. And then also we have this area right here that leads to just the next area of the whole map. And this is where we basically dive back up to the surface to reach the next area of the whole game. Fancy, just go to the store. You can type !store in chat. Look. Bada boom. And then it'll paste a link to go to the store. There you go. You figured it out. Go ahead and send me the song Fancy Rally and I'll add it to the playlist. I got you. Okay, so as for layer 1, we know that this right here is where we dive back down. And then we know that everything outside of this is the, if you guys give me just a second. We know that everything outside of this is, pretty sure that's right. Let me double check. Yeah, that is. I think so. Cool, yeah, that is right. And then we know that everything outside of this is, the deep water, you know, where the shorts happen and stuff like that. The shorts that I've posted. So let's go ahead and do that. Should be good. And then we can go ahead and just do this. But also on top of that, this little area does extend out fairly far. In fact, I believe it would go out about this far, if I'm not mistaken. Which means I can go ahead and just delete everything that exists here, because this is just a very short little area. So let's just go ahead and get rid of all of this, not necessary and not needed. Get rid of all of that. And then we have a bunch of events from the copied map that we can also get rid of. There we go. Awesome. And then now, hi, Tam. Welcome. Good to see you, Tam. All right, cool. Fancy, I promise you don't need to say it multiple times. Was that another one? Wait, we already this is already added to the playlist, Fancy Rallet. That's already in the stream playlist. Taco Cat, me and Sam Valley have a video together on his channel. He joined in on one of the Pokemon Potassium's Fakemon votes, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so now for this next layer, it's important that we actually have a place that the player can go to. To go back onto the land, which is going to be this right here. And as such, that means that this becomes the new top of the whole entire thing. So we can go ahead and get rid of all of these layers. They don't matter. Boom, just like such. And this fills that in. And then we just need to make sure that this is... Let's just do it like that. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Okie dokie. And then once all of this is good to go, here's our little plot of land to start working on this layer 1. And now we can go ahead. Where's the music, Tasty? Has there been no music this whole entire time? And no one told me? That's boring. That's really boring. It's been nice and quiet. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Well, I've been playing your game and your game has music. Fair enough. You know what? That's totally fair. Also, the game is not mine. I don't take ownership. I don't take ownership. I would say it's partially mine. The game is... the Pokemon Potassium is partially mine. You were meta. Sound couldn't go through water. That's so dumb, guys. That is so dumb. Y'all should have told me. Genuinely. Anyways, now that the game is... so now that the stream isn't boring, let's get back into it. Okay, y'all. So I feel like what's kind of important for this little area right here is, well, also, did I do this correctly? Okay, yeah, I did do this correctly. Nice. So as you guys can see, as we go back and forth between these maps, you have the area that which you can dive, and you have the area that which you can surface. So we also need an area that you can just surface back to the surface of the entire map. But what I really want to know from you guys is, what should this little area have? Because we can go the simple routes and just be like, oh, well, if its purpose is to take us back to the surface. Wow, that rhymed. I'm a poet. Didn't even know it. If the purpose is to take you back to the surface to reach this island, then do we really need anything interesting here other than maybe just a bit of decoration and then the part where the player can surface? And I feel like that is important. So I want to know from you guys, do you guys think that this little area should just be like a small little whatever, maybe a tiny bit of decoration, maybe one item that has a way to surface to the top, you know, like a spot to surface? Or do you guys think that this should be a little more intriguing? Like, we have, like, maybe some gameplay that the player actually has to go through first to get there. But, like I said, keep in mind, this is very out to the side. It has one purpose, which is to take you to the island. And the island, we don't know if that island's really going to be all too important anyways. So it's up to you guys. Just let me know what y'all think. I like how it is currently. Trash, useless items everywhere. Make them face a weaker version of the Sharpedo before being able to surface. Well, like a little boss fight. Why would there be a boss fight though for like a little island that you go to? An island that's full of trash because some ass keeps throwing trash. Maybe some coral. Yeah, for like a little decoration, we could add some coral. So, yeah, if you guys don't have any like crazy ideas for this part, it's fine. It's not a huge deal because, like I was saying before, this is really just an area where we can surface back, you know, to the very top, you know, where there's water and access an island. So for now, I'll just stick with that. We'll just do, the player comes up right here, and they can go up even further right here, and we can just block this little area out. Maybe even do an item. We aren't that deep to get brine pools. Yeah, that's fair. Make it the most unnecessarily complex area ever, trust. Just unnecessarily complex. It has no business being, like, complex at all, but it just is, because, like, why not? Anyways, I'm not gonna really worry about making sure all of this is the right thing for now. I say for now because it's not the hugest deal ever, but let's just make a little area that the player can shows up at temporarily. And maybe if you guys want to, we can put like an item here or something, which could be nice. But for the most part, we can just surface back to the top of the map this way, and we don't have to really worry about much. Oops, that is wrong. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Alright, as for like the layout, I did it very small. Very, very small. Also, let me make sure this is all the... So, what are your guys' thoughts on this? We dive back to the surface, or we dive back to layer 1. We end up right here. We can go right here and dive up this way. This is where I currently have it. If you guys want, we can do something a little more intuitive. We can make it to where, like, maybe, you go through, like, a little channel just to, like, go around. I don't know if a channel's the right word, but just a little, maybe a little more intuitive, but no, it's not necessary. So don't, you know, don't, like, go crazy with it. Like, oh, it has to be super, because it's already out of the way, you know? It's already, like, out of the way, plus with the whole surfacing things, we don't need, like, crazy puzzles to get up to this island. And also, not really sure what's going to be on this island, so I feel like that's going to be really important today in, like, Chat Makes a Fan Game, is what do you guys want to see out of this little island up here? Leftovers as an item, that's not a bad idea, especially since a couple people had an idea that the island was going to be, like, a trash island. And I feel like if it is like a trash island, that would make sense. Like, having some trash items that the player can pick up. But I don't see anything from you guys that's saying otherwise. So I think that is what we will do for the 17th time. You can only get 1 leftovers in our game as of now. There's only 1. It is based on America, and America does have crazy trash dumps. That is true. Can you actually get infinite leftovers? How do you get infinite leftovers? I didn't even know about that. Okay. Yo, another stream redeem. Hell yeah. Clom, go ahead and send that to my DMs, my friend. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, now I need to figure out the surfacing coordinates. 7493. 7493. Well, that's wrong. Why is everything on layer 3? Yeah, I don't know why that was the case. Alright, anyways. 74. And then I need to find 93. There we go. And this is where we surface on the map, which means we need to add an island here. Loaded dice, if that exists in the game. I don't think we need a trash island. We have a giant ass sewer. Alright, but we do need an island here. That is true. some sort of island that exists right here. And I do have some ideas that I could share with you guys. I would like to know y'all's ideas. We're right here on the map. There's this little island right here. It's right here on the map. Boom and boom. And we're making it in this little area. What ideas do you guys have for this little island? Miles said, don't care. Some sort of reference to Castaway with a ball. An old man is living alone to get away from people and he teaches you some move in exchange for doing small tasks. That's not a bad idea. A move tutor of sorts. A move tutor of sorts. Some guy in a house that, yeah, a shard guy. A shard guy to get the to get evolution stones. I was gone for a bit. What did the chat decide on? Layer 1 or 3? Layer we did layer 1, which means that we're making this little island here. So I do have an idea. And I want to know your guys' thoughts on it. I do have an idea for this island. The legendary quartet has a very hidden way of setting up the of like actually starting the quest to get the legendary quartet, similar to the Reggies. I have an idea that there can be a little house on this island. There's nobody in the house. It's just a house on the island. And there's just a piano inside the house. And if the player finds out the correct notes to play on that piano, it'll trigger the next step of the legendary quartet side quest. And I feel like that could be really interesting. We play the Katyusha. But that is something that we do need somewhere. We're doing Dust Stinger in the mountains anyways. We did want a Safari Zone once. There's just no reason for a Safari Zone, honestly. Like, we already have so many mons in our game. If we added a Safari Zone, it would just be for the mini game itself. There's no reason to, like, add any more foreign mons to the Pokédex. Because we already have ways to encounter every mon in the game. Can there be notes and shells, maybe? That's possible. Pop up in a nature reserve guarded by Pokemon Rangers, then. That is another idea. Another nature reserve. I don't know what would be on the island for, in that case. The piano area was going to be in the graveyard. No. I mean, the graveyard's in the game right now, Jams, and the piano area is not there, so yeah. The piano area being somewhere else makes a lot more sense. Also makes it a lot more of an Easter egg, too. You have to visit the temple to solve a puzzle to get the notes. More like you have to visit this temple and hit the right notes on the piano to activate the next part of the side of the quest to get the legendary quartet. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of like do a little map out of the island. So we dive up right here. So I'll like boop, boop, kind of just go around it a little bit. There we go. Island isn't that big. It is an island, though. Alright, so we dive up right here to get onto the island. I do think that, if I remember correctly, let me go and look at this. Okay, no, that's right. Definitely goes up a little bit. I could definitely make it go up more, though. Boom. All right, we have our little island. I feel like the player dives too close here. Maybe that's better. Cool. The random truck would be cool as a musical note shape. Path made of driftwood leads to shell bell item. I want a guy to talk about slop lore. He was going to be in the sky, but he could be here too. The sky's probably the best place for him. Ooh, having the island be in the shape of like a musical note makes a lot of sense, though. What note would it be? Also, would we have to change it on the map itself? I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure. I'm kind of... That would be cool, though. Do the 4-beat one. Maybe you make a grass patch as a music note instead of just the island itself. Yeah, like something, you know. Okay, let's do this one step at a time, because we do need the let me actually head over here. 29. Okay, yeah, we do use those big trees. Shit. Go all the way back down to it. Okay, so yeah, the music note thing, not really sure how that would be. How you could do something like that. Maybe a little mountain hill thing. We have a bunch of fire types that could just be at the volcano. I think we have enough room for a volcano here. Huh. There wouldn't be any new fire types, though. It would just be all the existing ones. But if we did a volcano, I feel like... Okay. Jams, if we did a volcano, it would be like its whole dungeon, right? And, like, look how much we're doing. We have 2 ginormous fucking maps with all different layers. Already have multiple dungeons inside of here. A total of 5. Like, adding another one, dude, I don't know. You're just, I feel like that's just asking so much. Because, like, we're already biting off so much here. And I'm not going to call it more than we can chew, but, like, adding a whole nother dungeon to the biggest route in the game that already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dungeons. I guess I wouldn't call them a dungeon. But, like, a volcano, I mean, we could, like, say, like, we could add, like, a mountain here that's, like, this is the volcano. Any place to check the stats of the Fakemon? Yeah, there's text documents in the Potassium download with all the information about each Pokemon. But yeah, I mean, hot springs. Do we have room for that? You can make the island inhabited by some quirky dropouts, then give you hints for other quests, maybe in a bunch of musicians if you want to add that piano puzzle. Ooh, you know what? You know what? That's definitely a way to incorporate like the puzzle into the island and make it a little more interesting, I guess, than just an island, one house on it. I gotta say, if we were gonna do the volcano, that should have been something we came up with when we were actually mapping the whole entire dive area and planning what we were going to have. Like, we were planning, when we were planning this a few streams ago, and we drew this out, I feel like that would have been something we should have came up with there. I don't think that's something we can really just add last second, because we don't even really have enough room. Like, this island, there's no room here to fit a volcano on it. An island next to it in the map. On the region map. This one? That's not on the map, though. That's, like, off the route. Slightly off the route. You don't really have Triple Triad in your game, do you? Were there ever plans to incorporate it? Triple Triad is in the game. Like, Triple Triad does exist in the game. In fact, we even have, like, Triple Triad halls. This right here is a Triple Triad hall. On the tile set that I'm on right now. Appear with the 7 trumpets, if I recall correctly. No piano puzzles. I had enough with Silent Hill. Yeah, I'm not against doing a volcano, but I feel like that would definitely be like, for one, if we do the volcano, I think it should be over here. And I think it should be like I think it should be where the battle frontier is. Rather than on a random island in the area that's already too big. Some weird ass music island, bass shark and crest octave. You know what? Alright, so let's go ahead and compile the ideas that we've thought of. A lot of people are saying like, instead of just doing like, oh, just a house with a piano, but actually something worth noting. My Singing Monsters based island could be cool. You know what? That's actually like, we have music Pokemon living on this island, and they're playing a song on the island, like My Singing Monsters based island. Like, kind of like, not like actually a My Singing Monsters based island, but you know what? It could be an island that's like a music island, right? Volcano feels more like Mount St. Helens or Yellowstone National Park coded. We could have a music Fakemon vote. Please on what? Please on what? Okay. We're all coming up with this, right? So what if this could be like a side quest thing? Like there's a bunch of overworld Fakemon that just exist around the region. Right? And when we come and talk to them, they'll disappear and they'll appear at this island. They are sound-based. That is true. Jams makes a good point. One of our pirate captains is like a sound-based pirate captain. So there could be something here. There could be something here with that too. Music Island. I feel like this being Music Island makes a lot of sense. I feel like we've cracked the code, y'all. Okay, we need to make Music Island. This is why chat makes the fan games awesome. Music Island. All right, we need trees and borders for the island. The brown note. Okay. I'm gonna start making trees. The Pokemon Music Island. How about it? Okie dokie. And let's go ahead and... Oops. That'll be on layer 2. Alright. Do you guys think this border is good for the Music Island? This is the Music Island right here. Bay Shark, Ringle, Coral Crab. Shape it as an 8th note even. You know what? You know what? Hold on. We will... create a little tiny island right here. Jam said, "Nah, that's stupid looking." Yes or no to the note-shaped little island? Yes or no to this? I need yays and nays. Hit me with the yays and nays. It's got to be bigger. This is already big, Coco Squid. I'd argue it has to be smaller. This is very, very big. Keep in mind, if the player's right here, the screen size extends out to right here. It only looks small because we're zoomed out. I'm getting very mixed signals on the note island. I don't know. I don't know what we should do. We could make it this instead. To where it's shallow water instead. How about let's just do that? We'll just make it like the shallow water. Shallow. Ah, shit. Oh, fuck. You know what? Yeah. That's fine. It still looks so goofy. It genuinely just looks so freaking goofy. You never put on Clom's song? I got you. Let me add it to the playlist. I'm not adding that. I'm sorry. I'm not. Clom, you can submit another one. I'm not adding that. Guys, please treat the stream song redeems, like, seriously, instead of as a joke, please. Wouldn't it shallow mean there is something below the surface? I guess so, but it's a Pokemon game. Could the opening be in the middle of it, connect to the main island, like shallow water to walk over to the main island? Wait, what do you mean? I'm confused. Could the opening be in the middle of it to connect to the main island, like shallow water to walk over to the main island? Okay. So, like, I'm trying to visualize this. in the middle of it. Oh, are you saying this? Like we could do, hold on. I don't know if that'll work. I feel like that animation would look just awful. But I think I get the idea. Oh, shit, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Let's get rid of the note thing. Do you mean like this? Like we dive up into the middle of it, kind of like this? I could do something like this, but instead of that, we can use a bridge. Let me make a bridge. Boop. And then another one over here. Boop. We could do something like this. This is something I can do. You know what we could do? We could make the dive itself shaped like the note. Or shaped like a note. Maybe this could just be a quarter note, though. Or that. That works, actually. And then when we're underwater here, when we surface up... Ugh, God damn it, dude. It's so annoying. We could do the same thing. I need to double check how I did that, though. Okay, did it like that. And then added that. And then like that. So I would just need to move this to be like right here. And then fuck with the border a little bit. That's like a way that we can do like the note shape somehow. Let me check. Oh, like, yeah. But let me extend this bridge out then. Yeah. Let's just move everything. There we go. Awesome. So we dive up on the musical note. I feel like that's pretty cool. I feel like that's pretty cool. All right, now we need this to be like a little oasis where I guess like Pokemon hang out, and they'll be playing music. So I feel like little ponds. Or like a little pond right here. And then rocks will definitely help out a lot. Shit. Maybe you don't have to have it so close. Okay. Let me, I feel like this would look better. Okay, so this could be like an area where some Pokemon are playing music together. We have a bunch of Pokemon that could come and hang out here. I just came up with a peak idea for a Mawile. All right, what else do y'all think should be here for the Pokemon that will play the songs? So just to recap, the idea is that this island, there are Pokemon scattered across the entire region. If you that you can find, if you talk to them, they will disappear and come to this island and start playing music. And it could be used for something. Hi, Yoshi. Welcome, welcome. The chat makes a Pokemon game. Which means this area should be kind of decorated for the different Pokemon that are going to come here and play music. So if we do Combee as one of them to make like a buzz sound, it might be worth adding a little patch of grass where the Combees will actually hang out. And maybe any other Pokemon that would hang out in the grass. And then we can just... Oh, shit. It's one of those fucking auto tiles, isn't it? God, that's annoying. It's fine. I got it figured out. Just have to do some layer 2 shenanigans. Like such. So Combee's 1. Maybe like Whismur or Loudred or whatever. Cthulhu dancing around maybe. Just a dancing Cthulhu. You need a soundtrack for here that only plays when the whole squad is assembled. Maybe a song could call a legendary. It's definitely possible, yeah. Thank you, Clum. Hell yeah, hell yeah. We'll add this to the playlist. Give me just a second, y'all. Add a new song to the stream playlist. Chingling. Save. There we go. All right, added to the playlist. Thank you, Clump. Noibat could be here. We don't have Noibat, and Meloetta is not in our game. We don't have mythicals or legendaries from any other actual Pokemon games in our game. Okay, okay. So, what else? What else do we need for this island? To have it maybe more decorated. I could add some of that. We can add some, where are flowers? Should have plenty of flowers. I feel like the comb bees would like the flowers a lot. So this area having some flowers makes a lot of sense. Add some texture to the grass. So I feel like the comb bees being here makes a lot of sense. Paludo Wudo in the middle. Full on Michael Jackson. That would be hilarious. Alright, and then I'll add just like a couple trees here. Nothing crazy. And then we can just add just general trees along the entire thing, of course. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Alright, let's think about some of our music Pokemon. We could have like the Whismers and stuff be right here. We could have like the Crustoctave be here. We would need a place for like Bayshark or Watermons. I feel like Bayshark could be in just like this little area right here. Low-key excited for what's next. Yeah, it'll probably be a while. To have a Paludo Wudo sprite moonwalking, that'd probably be pretty hard. It'd be funny though. Yeah, Chadout's not in our decks either. All right, we need our we do need this border. Put on layer 2. Bayshark being in this little pocket right here, I feel like makes a lot of sense. Okay, and then let's get our rocks. So we can actually border the whole area. Cool. And then Bayshark has his little area right here. I think this is a really fun idea. Basically like My Singing Monsters Island in Pokemon Potassium. I might, once we actually have like the overworld sprites and just whatever it, you know, it'll be necessary to actually make this work fully. I'll probably decorate it a lot more, but for now, I'm just going to add some rocks and go ahead and call it here. Because we really don't even have the assets necessary to make this area work. But eventually we will, and it'll be nice once we do. But for now, we'll just have to stick to, something smaller. Also, why did it leave the playlist? Hold on. Give a second, guys. Okay, we back. We back. Background music's back. Got an ad for schizophrenia medication. Alright, so what do you guys think about this idea as a whole and the little layout that we have going? I need yays and nays. The Music Island. The Pokemon Music Island. I see a yay from Coco Squid. Is there anything else you would change or add to this island before we move on from it? Before we move on from the chat makes it aspect? A nest on the island contains an egg, hatches into one of the mon that lives on the island, but with a special egg move. No, we can't really catch it. Make it look like a guitar, have the hole be the lake. Wait, hold on. Hold on. It kind of already looks like a guitar. It looks like a good old Les Paul. Hold on. It kind of, yeah. You know what? It kind of looks like my guitar. The island straight up has that guitar curve to it. That was like an accident. A bit more level for the rest of the island to fit better with the map one. Yeah. Again, not really decorating this place yet. Just kind of chilling. We'll make it look beautiful. I just wanted to make a little layout, you know, just kind of get a base for it. Don't really have the assets necessary to make this work the way that we would probably want it to. Extend on the right for the handle. Yeah, but that'd be like far away. Like, think about it this way. The player screen size with how big this island is now still doesn't cover the whole island. And I want it to be as, like, you can see as many of the Pokemon as possible in one place, all playing the music. So I feel like it has to be kind of small and condensed, so you can see all the different Pokemon playing the song. As much as possible at the very least. You know? I don't know why, but to me, it also kind of looks like that this could be the guitar strap. That's not how guitar straps work. They connect right here and right here, but still. Maybe it's like a little Easter egg that doesn't actually fully make a lot of sense, but shit, it's there. Okay. Well, the music idea island, or the music island idea, we have that now, which is pretty cool. Which means that now we should be able to move on to layer 3. You need to make a little path through the forest that leads to the piano house. We're out of map space. This is the very edge of the map here. Yeah, I feel like we want to do, if we're going to do this island, we probably want to do the piano house. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see. We will think about it. Anyways, I think now it is time that we can actually start doing layer 3, which is even more fun. So layer 3. Aha. This is also just kind of like a copied map. Layer 3. Mostly everything's still the same. There is a couple things that change. This is where we dive. This is how we surface back up. And that's how we surface back up. And then all of this needs to be darker. Like such. And on top of that, basically everything in the middle of it has to go. Oops. cool. I just got to do this over here, and then layer 3. Cool. But now this right here becomes the new sea floor. And then this doesn't exist anymore. So now this is the new sea floor, and the walls look like ass right now. But that's the general idea. This is like the sea floor. But what we do need is our borders that lead down to layer 4. So let's go ahead and look at our map here. Layer 4 goes down like that. So it's like its own little area over here. So let's go ahead and draw that. Kind of extends down like right to the tip of this. And then goes all the way over here. Alright, so that's the edge for layer 4. And then we also have it on this edge too. Move chat temporarily. Hey, what's up, AJ? Welcome, welcome, AJ. And also, layer 4 is right here as well. Going across right here. All the way to the edge of the map. So this is layer 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're working with here. This is the space, per se, that we have on layer 3 to work with. So it's a fairly small layer, actually. And then the trench is all right here in this area. This is where the benthic sanctuary is located at. Over here is how we get to the very end of the dive area. So yeah, this is what we're working with here. Okay. So for everybody that's here right now, layer 3. Oh, give me just a second. Hold on. Oops. That's not what we want. Need to get rid of that and this, and then scrap all these events too. So it obviously looks ugly right now. I'm not going to go crazy about, you know, making all the borders and everything look properly. But we're on layer 3 right now. We either start on layer 3 right here or right here. And our goal as the player is to make it over here to the very end of the dive route. However, keep in mind, we're on layer 3 right now. that would mean that layer 4 and layer 5 would be optional. So there is always the option of making it to where there's some sort of blockage right here. The player cannot go across right here for whatever reason, which means they have to take the longer way by diving down into layer 4. But that is 100% up to you guys. So what do you guys think? Do you think layer 4 should be mandatory, or do you think it should be optional? Let me know. Because that 100% decides the way that we decide to design layer 3 and the gameplay. Coco Squid said optional. He is the only one that is answered. AJ also said optional. How much actual playtime would the current 3 layers take? It would take a while. The current playtime for the current 3 layers does take a decent amount of time. Like, alright, if we're trying to rush through it, here is the exact way that the player could rush through it. We start right here. We have to navigate all the way to right here. Dive down deeper. We get to right here. Now we have to navigate down this way to right here. Dive up. Do whatever story business we have at the oil platform. Then dive back down to right here. And the player has to go around here, up this, through here, up and around. And then now we enter this area and the player starts right here. Then the player has to go around and up through this area and then dive deeper right here or right here to layer 3. Now we're on layer 3 and the player's right here. And now we need to figure out the rest of the gameplay for the mandatory side of this route. So mandatory wise, we could just have the player travel across here, dive up, and boom, we're at the end of the route. Or we can have the player be forced to explore a bit of layer 4. Are you saying it's too big to be optional? It's up to you guys. I'm totally fine with making it optional or mandatory. I'd say make it optional. Story navigation should be linear with some small branching, but it's a whole additional layer. Sounds like it's better suited to be side content. To be fair, it is also 2 whole entire additional layers, because we have layer 5 as well. But that's very small. That is just for one little small dungeon area per se. For the most part, everybody's saying optional. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with optional. All right. So with that being said, if we are going to go with optional, now we need to think of the gameplay the player has to go through to make it to the end. After everything we've already been through. We are starting either here or we're starting here. And we need to make it all the way over here. Side content for later. Yeah, that sounds good. What gameplay do you guys want the player to go through to make it from either one of these 2 points over here? Do you guys want more puzzles? Do you just want some routes? Like just some simple route design? Do you guys want complex route design? Coco Squid said just routes is fine. A beautiful route. So don't really play around with a lot of gameplay aspects here. You know, just have it be kind of a beautiful route that the player goes through. Maybe some patches of grass the player has to go through, but for the most part, nothing crazy. I'd make it a pretty wrap up. Sounds good. Well, considering it is a pretty wrap up, we still have a lot of room to work with. So even if we do make it simple, there still is going to be bits of gameplay that the player does have to walk through. So we can go ahead and start with, like, maybe add an event mon, like a shiny whooper. That's so funny. We already have a static shiny whooper in our game. It's so funny that you mentioned that. Like, I don't know. I just think that that's funny. Okay, so if we want it to be like a pretty wrap up, again, like I was saying before, we still got some gameplay treasures to find. Yeah, like little side areas. We still got some game, you know, we still got stuff to do. So like, and also on this layer, we do have the, oh wait, no, that's reserved for layer 4. So never mind. Do we have strength at this point? We do have strength. We do. So we could do underwater strength. That could be, you know, something maybe just a little more simple. Some underwater strength. We do know this is the bioluminescent dive area, which I think means that I should update our tile set because our current tile set does not have anything from the bioluminescent dive area. So let me update that real quick. Shouldn't take too long. Because our bioluminescent dive area has some cool trees. Some cool glowing trees. Alright, yeah, we have to make the map itself smaller. Just gonna plug this in here. I know I'm gonna have to mess around with the colors later on, but this is simple enough. Boom. Awesome. Pearls to collect. Yeah, furniture ain't cheap in those apartments. That is true. That is true. With 2 solutions. One solution would allow story path. The other could lead to the layer 4 dive spot. Visually, go with some grass. Yeah, for some good old encounters and stuff. Alright, I like where you guys are going with this. So we'll start off with just making a little bit of rock formation. You know, just a little bit. Nothing crazy, but some little rock formation. And also that we have some bioluminescent deep sea right here that we can work with. Having a bit of elevation for our bioluminescent deep sea tiles could be nice. And also, like Irisy said, a little strength puzzle. Maybe not too complicated, but just something. One will lead to a story path. The other one will lead to the next dive area. Alright, we also need to add a border right here. Oops, that's wrong. Alright, and then we can dive even deeper right here to the layer 4 on this side. And then we'll border around this edge here. Cool. So we have this right here, dive deeper right here. And then we need the opportunity to do our little strength puzzle, which this should be plenty of room. We'll just do like plenty of room to do a little strength puzzle right here. So the puzzle itself would probably be around in this area. And then some rocks and stuff could make the path more, you know, able for the strength puzzle to work. To dive down into the deeper. Okay. I'm getting a lot of pings. All right. Cool. We have our, so for the most part, I think we have this little area figured out. We'll have our bioluminescent deep sea decoration in this area. We'll have our, we have this area is still pretty empty. What ideas do you guys have for this little area right here? This little, hump, per se. Yo, what's up, Camera Paul? Shipwreck. We already have 2 of those. We have one over here. And then one right here. So there is one that's already pretty close by. Dead whale lord. A whale lord skeleton. Man. If someone could sprite a whale lord skeleton, that'd be awesome. We could put a whale lord skeleton right here. I would be so down for that. I feel like this would be the perfect place for it too. We don't have a whale lord skeleton. Hold on. Let me look up. I'm just going to look up whale lord skeleton. There's no whale lord skeleton. What format do you need it in? I would need it in, Game Boy Advance style. PNG file. Alright, how big would the whale lord skeleton be? Let's think about this, y'all. Alright, if we did a whale lord skeleton, it'd probably be like this big. Like from right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 maybe tiles. Like 5 by 12 tiles in this area. It'd be pretty big. It'd be pretty big. Make it so we can enter under it. Yeah, I feel like that'd be the goal. Let me look up whale skeletons. Like, if I can get, like, a blue whale skeleton. And then, like, try to shape it like whale lord, I guess. The skeleton would probably be upside down. Alright, let me... Let's flip vertically. Alright, let's see. You know what? I might be able to make a whale lord skeleton. I might be able to do it. Alright, let me get an image of whale lords. I can't forget that. I might be able to do it. I know we have spriters for a reason, but I might be down to do it. I probably have to get creative with how I do its bone structure, but shit. Okay, whale lord. This. Let me just create a new image. Let's see. Each tile is 16 pixels. Calculator. If I'm doing 5 by 12, then we're gonna do 80 by 192. Or I guess 192 by 80. Let's go ahead and make this transparent and start outlining, I guess. All right, it's going to be a big-ass skeleton. Okay, first off, its teeth. It looks like it only has top teeth. I don't think he has bottom teeth. There's only top teeth on Wailord here. So like its general skull shape, I guess, would probably somewhat be like this. If I had to guess, it would be somewhat like this. Alright, and then there's the upright here. And then we got tooth, 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 tooth. Alright, so this would be a smaller tooth. Tooth, tooth, tooth. This is creepy. I guess his bottom jaw fell off. But now we have the spine, I guess. Also, I do need, like, the head. The eye socket would be, like, right here. This is terrifying. What are you guys having me do? This is terrifying. Okay. Now we have to make its spine. I'm not going to be too crazy on making it accurate. Oh my god, y'all. What are you having me do? Alright, we have like a clavicle right here. That leads down to its fins. There's like a clavicle and then an arm. Okay. And then I guess we'll just have like the... Because these bones don't look like they're attached. So we'll just have them like... off to the side. Oh my god, y'all! This is dark! Oh. Alright. I guess for the actual spine itself. I guess most of these would just be like copy and pasted. Maybe a little bit of variation. Yeah, and I guess they will get smaller towards the end. I feel like I'm committing a crime right now. Are you guys happy? Are you guys happy? This is disgusting. Oh my. No, I'm not a boneologist or whatever you'd like to call it, but it's still terrifying. So it needs to be filled out for shape. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? How about you fill out for shape? I still need to make its ribs, which are probably the biggest bone here. Holy shit. I'm actually kind of fucking scared. Okay, the ribs are definitely, they definitely curve down a little bit. I don't know if I'll worry about making the other ones. You know what? I feel like the first half of the rib cage sells it enough. You guys are fucking psycho. All right. So it's gonna have a lot of ribs. It'll get smaller as it goes down, I imagine. Fuck it. This one's broken off. This is so fucking much. Whalelord drowned. Yo, what's up, Moldstone and Mitchell? Welcome to Chat Makes a Fan Game. I've been hyper-focused on making this monstrosity. Sorry I didn't see you guys. Dear God. Alright, oh. This is probably hollowed out. You can see the eye socket on the other side. Oh, man. Oh, man. You guys are evil. Oh. This poor Whalelord. Okay, it might be over a little bit. It's like... Fuck. Grandpa Whalelord's gone. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, that looks about right. This is fucked, y'all. This is fucked. Can't wait for Tasty to have to redesign this when I make my regional Whalelord line. What if you made it so the bones are poking out of the sand? I'll figure it out, okay? I'm struggling here, okay? Not with the design. The sprite's fine. This is too much. I love Whalelord. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. And man, this is sure bothering me. Okay, let's refine the line work so I can actually sprite it. Oh, fuck. This is evil. Shit. Of course I know I'm black equipped. Okay, let's make these teeth better. Oh. You guys are evil. Even just the fact that you're making me do this. It's evil. Man. It's kind of gnarly, though. It's kind of fucking gnarly. All right, y'all have fun while I hyper focus on this shit. Just try to figure it out. Jesus Christ. This thing is gonna give me nightmares. Okay, I think we're almost done. Oh, fuck! Oh no, Whale Lord! Oh, poor guy! Oh shit, it looks even more like him. Now it looks just like him. Oh. Oh god. Can't you just make this post stream? I can, but like... I don't know, this just kind of feels like an on-stream moment kind of thing. Like, dear God. Let me just... Yeah, that looks like Whale Lord. That sure as hell looks like him. Fuck. Okay. Let me render this. Shouldn't take long to render. We need to give him a name. No! He's gone! Let him be gone! Don't do that! I'm okay. You know what? Like... I love Whale Lord so much. Don't do that. Don't make me love him even more. It shouldn't... Rendering this shouldn't be like the longest thing ever. Okay. This poor fucking Whale Lord. Okay, I should just be able to... Fuck. This poor guy. Oh, fuck. It gets worse the more I look at him. And just like the further I go into this, it just gets worse. I don't have to worry about anything there. We'll worry about this though. I can just, yeah, kind of copy that this little thing that I'm doing for the rest of it. Okay. Looks good so far. I don't know what you call good, but it looks terrifying. I'm not the best spriter, but I'm sure as hell doing my best. Especially consider the circumstances of what the prompt is. But oh man, just this poor fucking whale lord, dude. I did this to him. I mean, I am the one that created him, so technically I'm doing this to him. Alright, I need to do the darkness now. Okay. We're getting closer. I feel like I can add like little... Nah. That's not the move. Okay, but I do need a... the general structure of all of whatever this mess is. Poor fucking whale lord. Alright, this will be a little fun. I have to make it look like a cavity of sorts. It's basically a bowl. I imagine there's probably like a little bump in here. No, that looks stupid. Alright, it's not perfect, but... I think it could probably benefit from just having another shade. Which I could add afterwards. Alright, now the teeth. It's a lot of staircasing, but shit. I can't think of another way to do it. Maybe it's not necessary to add the shine to everything. Yeah, that works. All right. Gotta put the semicircle upside down. It looks good the way you have it right now. I hope so. This is terrifying. All right, this is probably all just dark, but I'll add in like a little, just a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. I feel like I should use the highlight more sparingly. I feel like I used too much of it off the rip. Okay, I feel like something more like that. Or even that's good. Yeah, because I don't really like this at all. All dark, all dark, all dark. I think I can fix this though. Just by doing this. Nope, not like that. All right, and then I think the last part I really have to do is just this. Yeah, I don't really like that. In fact, I think this more has like a divot. But I don't like how that looks either. Nope. Alright, I don't know how to do the fucking clavicle, but fuck. Alright. A lot of bug reports are flowing in. God damn it. Of course I fucking kept the Among Us. God damn it, dude. Why? Fucking why, dude? Shit's so fucking annoying. Alright, well, just hope people save their game before they do that. There's nothing I can fucking do about that. It's just like, there's nothing I can do. Okay, I have sprited the dead whale lord. Is it perfect? No. We ending stream? No, we're not ending stream. Is it perfect? No. No, it is not perfect. However, so I'm gonna like this is gonna probably curve down a little bit. Alright, and then let's just fuck around a little bit with this. This is a dead upside down whale lord if I've ever seen one. Yeah, that Among Us thing was there because of if you guys saw that in bug reports, that Among Us thing was there because of this test that I was trying to do, which is really annoying, but shit. I actually feel like this is the right play here. In fact, just kind of filling in these darker spots with that, I feel like is also the move. And then having this underneath all of these. To be fair, the Among Us thing doesn't break the game. It just makes it look a little funky. But alright, what do you guys think of the Whale Lord? Yes or no? Yay or nay to the dead Whale Lord? I have to make sure that it's looks good. I have to make sure that its colors are right. We're on layer 3. So 1, 2, 3. So we're on this layer. So we need the colors of this layer. That probably works. No, that blue outline's not it. We do need a dark blue outline, though. maybe this works. Anita looks like it'd be down here. Okay. We're gonna see how this looks. Uh, 200. Looks like we're missing a little bit of the edge here. All of this, to be precise. Fuck, what'd I just do? Need to do it from like the bottom of something. Let's put it right here. Okay, let's see our creation. I use paint.net. Let's see our creation. Oh, this poor thing. Oh, this is all off. That is annoying. All right, it's fine. All right. Dead Whale Lord. It exists, folks. I might be able to find a better color palette, but this is messed up. This is the palette before. Yeah, this palette wouldn't work. I am gonna go ahead and put this somewhere so it doesn't get lost. There you go. That's Dead Whale Lord, folks. Dead whale hype. Y'all asked for it. Y'all did indeed ask for it. That took a lot of stream time. That took a lot of stream time out. Not sure why the bones are brown when it's supposed to be a skeleton. That's fair. Also, if people can't update the game, they just re-download the game. Oh, they'd probably be white. Well, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Probably use this instead. In fact, I'm just gonna cool. That shouldn't affect anything. On color. All right, we have more of a blue color now. Also, I gotta do this to the right here. That's wrong. All right, let's see if this looks any better. Yeah, I think that looks better. Dispose of the dead whale lord. Here it is. Oh, it's so nasty. It's kind of gnarly though. Just a little gnarly. But man, that's a lot. Wonder if there'd be some algae growth too. Well, it's not decorated. It's kind of just here. So 1, 2, this is level 3. We'll obviously do some shit like this. I mean, you know, we'll put like rocks and shit and whatever the fuck around it. Is this layer 3 or 4? This is layer 3. Someone said, I asked chat what they want in this area, and they said a dead whale lord, so here I am. Here I am with the dead whale lord. Okay. And I'm glad I did. That was your idea. It was. All right, now we need to figure out what's going to be over in this area. What do you guys think should be over in this area? As gameplay wise. Lol, beautiful. The beautiful dead whale. It'll look nice and pretty later on. But we still do have this open empty space right here. So what are your guys' thoughts? What do y'all want to see here? Gameplay wise, level design wise, jellyfish, I don't know, kelp forest, redwoods but kelp, we already did that. See, here's the kelp forest, or part of the kelp forest. The rest of it is on layer 1 in this area. And then this is the extra kelp forest. But it's not red, is it? He says. Think there should be large spikes. Already did that. Already did the large spikes. Already did the coral reef. Car battery. We could do a little more coral. Maybe I made the area too big. Bro's blaming chat makes a fan game on me. I didn't make it too big. That wasn't me, Jams. Make a nice area to explore. Yeah, we don't need anything interesting here. Some sand plains with some kind of polygonal shaped drawn into like a pufferfish nest. Sand plains. Sand plains in this area. That's not bad. Some sand plains. Also, I know this sand's not the right color. We don't have much sand plains, to be fair. For some visual variety. I don't think the area is too big, though. Like, it definitely is big, but we can, like, find ways to make it interesting. And we've already found a lot of ways to make it interesting. We are going to have, like, some small gaps here and there. Where there's going to be, like, a little, you know, a little not much. Or a little touching up to do, per se. But having it be like a sandy area, yeah. But we have this area right here. Just a another area that you can go down this way to go to the end. Also, a way to dive down deeper onto the layer 4 area. And always just a good spot to like put items and stuff like that. Type B. I feel like it would also make a lot of sense to have this be enter only or exit only. So you have to go around to get up here. Cool, cool, cool. Isn't there plenty of caves? Yeah, we have a good amount of caves. Y'all gotta stop thinking like more side or special areas, though. We already have enough of those. We came up with all of those side special areas already. Like the 2 abandoned ships, the Quartet Temple, the Eel's Den, the Benthic Sanctuary, the Venarium Artifact Temple, the Trench, and on top of that, also our little You know, we have like this little cave that you can dive down into here. There's a cave that leads to the shipwreck over here. But just simple level design aspects is what we really need to focus on. Because when it comes to like the special things that this area has, we have plenty and plenty and plenty special things. So think more traversal. What makes a Pokemon map fun to traverse? Not gonna lie, a lost egg is definitely something that we could have in a little side area. Been drowned. We need Irisy here to help you guys again. Every stream, the last like 5 streams, I've been teaching you guys about level design. I've been teaching you guys about the level design and progression, and it worked because we came up with some cool ass shit. Like over here, when we were doing this area, this is one of my favorite areas of the dive map, where someone said, oh yeah, let's have 2 paths. One is a twisted path that goes down into a hill, and you twist around holes in the ground with coral inside of the holes, and you get to the other side, and there's a hill that is blocked, that it is in between the kelp forest and the coral reef, which is a really cool idea. And then also having this area be mountainy, and we go up and down these mountains, and you know, just up through like the I guess the underwater hills per se. Rock Smash puzzle. I want to call Rock Smash a puzzle. But it doesn't have to be special. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be special. Look over, like, every single thing that you guys have said in chat thus far is something special. Like, every area has like a special thing. We already have a Pokemon Center at the oil platform. That's the place that we can heal at. But like every single thing that you guys come up with, which is great because we have a lot of special things. Like so all the special things that we're coming up with is great, but when we have like when we have a lot of cool things to see, we need cool gameplay to experience. On top of that, like what we were doing on Layer 2. Like Layer 2 is such a beautiful map, and it's very fun to traverse. Oh, like the person who came up with the little with the cliff pathways, where it's just like a 1-tile pathway cliff that goes through. Just something to make the gameplay more interesting, that just instead of just a big open area with grass and decoration. Actual gameplay. Like we have this area here, right? How could the player traverse this? Traverse from here to here, whatever might be over here. Like the nest idea that y'all came up with could be over here. The right here has the we need to get down over here, right? So basically from right here to over there, and also from right here to down here are like the areas. Add kelp and call it a day. Exactly. We don't want to be simple like that. The bioluminescent area, layer 4, yes. Also, this is a little bioluminescent too, just to like hint at it, you know. But we don't, like, everybody is Are there trainers down here? Yes, Bug Eyes Music. Okay. I'm going to read the last 10 ideas out in chat. Add a launch pads. Fast travel to the special areas. Interactable water flows that either speed up traversal or just teleport you. We have the fans that do that already. Add kelp and call it a day. Logic grid puzzle. Broken meteorite geode. Lots of meteors end up falling in the waters. That is true. That is true. Strength puzzle for a TM. So when it comes to traversal, everything that you guys did say when it comes to like traversal, red kelp, that's a decoration. But does that tell you anything about the level design? Hey, did you talk about the auto updater yet? I'm getting a none type object has no attribute encoding area when trying to auto update. You just have to manually update. I have done everything I could possibly freaking do to make that shit work, dude. Like, I have done absolutely everything. I don't understand why this is happening. It pisses me off. I didn't make the auto updater. That's not something that I made. I have edited it so much just to get it to work on my end, and now it's not working for anybody else's. Like, there's just nothing I can do. Like, honestly, nothing I can do besides just sit and disappoint everybody. So I just have to leave it there. It sucks, but like, that's all I can do. The gameplay loop is that the kelp is red now. Okay. Gameplay design. There's so much you can add, lol. Yes, and I feel like that is making it harder to make stuff. Every stream, the last few streams, there's like so many different ideas, and I understand because there's like a bunch of cool little things that we can add, but we have a lot of cool little things, and sometimes less is more. You guys need to think less about features. We have all the features. We have a lot of features. And when there is a little area that's like, yeah, there should be a feature here, then yeah, let's add a feature. But when it comes to level design, like actual level, Jams, please. Oh my gosh. Guys, I can't stream right now. I'm sorry. I'm way too stressed out. I'm probably going to have to end stream right here. Like, I'm way too stressed. I was stressed at the beginning of stream. I went through that, but I just feel like I keep getting hit with like things I can't do, things that are too much. I feel like my points are not being explained or like heard out well. So maybe I need to find a better way to explain them. And also just the whole auto updater thing not working, and it's a lot right now. It's a lot. Okay. Also, it's just like I'm literally moving next week. Next week I am moving, and that is really, really stressful. Really, really, like a lot of stress with trying to figure out how to move and everything. Anyways. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I love all of you guys, by the way. I love all of you guys. It's just like, I understand that like I'll just say like from like Jams, what Jams was saying, the like make underwater movement faster, it's too slow, like that is just, it's please don't use stream as a time to complain about things. We have a complaints and reports and criticism box. Just getting hit with that complaint over and over and over again just like quadrupled my stress levels, on top of like the coming in and talking about the auto updater not working, and Funky Monkey saying that, oh my god, there's so many bug reports. Like, this is not the place for that. I'm trying to escape from all of that and just focus on what's moving forward, like moving forward, you know, and making the next areas. So please, can we just figure everything out one step at a time and not, you know, try not to hit me with everything at once. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here and hanging out. You know, like, I don't want this to be like a, you know, a big negative thing. I do think the red kelp would give a visual interest, though. Yeah, I agree. That'd be a lot of fun. I'm super down to do the red kelp, dude. I'm super down to do that. And a bunch of people said that, too. Like, this could be like a little red kelp forest area. I really like that. That's a really cool idea. So let's do it. Let's do it. Anyways, I do want to touch on what I mean by the level design, though. Every single feature that you guys have suggested today has been like a feature rather than the actual level design behind like the area. Wild double battle grass, that is a feature, you know. But when I say like actual progression, we used to be really good at this. Like, Chat Makes a Fan Game used to be really good at this, and I'll go through it again just so you guys understand. But I'll take you guys all the way back to the beginning. We just made Grandstone City, and we wanted a route to the right of Grandstone City, to the right of it. So I pulled up this blank map, and I said, all right, y'all, we exit out here. What is the first thing we encounter? And people were like, we should hop down the cliff into the grassy area. So we made that. And then I was like, all right, we just entered the grassy area. What should there be? And someone was like, I think there should be water and trees separating from the water. And then the first thing the player goes through is a patch of grass. It's a patch of grass where we could probably put a trainer. Cool, done, did it. Then we get over to this area. And I was like, all right, what's next, y'all? And someone suggested, I think there should be split paths with cut trees and just like, you know, forest in the middle. So you travel through the forest and there's just like split paths with the cut trees. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So I made a dense forest with the cut tree paths and stuff like that. Eventually we got over here and someone was like, it should open up right here. You know, it should, you know, be a little more open in this area. And then when we were over here, people were like, we should add cliffs to this area. And you have to, you have to go around to get an item. Cool. When we got up here, someone was like, I think you should add a hill right here. Like just a random hill in the middle of the forest that you can climb up. Cool. So like all of those things. The actual progression behind it, you know, rather than like the features. Because we can have features and stuff like that, but sometimes less is more, you know? A good example is, I think Route 5, we were like, all right, let's have like some features for this route. Let's have the factory and let's have the lighthouse. Those will be like our route features. And also the gnomes. Those will be our route features. But we still, now that we have our list of features, we figured out where they're going to be. Now we have to make the gameplay in between them, right? The issues with dive spots is that for gameplay, there isn't much to go off of. Treat it like a normal route, actually. Treat this just like a normal route. Like we aren't even underwater. I feel like that's the best way to do it. I feel like the decoration is definitely less level design aspect and more adding to the level and making the level itself feel unique. And we can use that to our advantage. Knowing that we're underwater, we can use our underwater features to make our dive area more unique, such as this. The underwater fans being able to propel you in different places. And we actually utilized a lot of that, which was a lot of fun, by the way. Utilizing like the underwater fans and our other areas. But we don't have to use special features to make cool areas. We don't. To make cool progression, cool, interesting progression. It really is just as simple as you can possibly get. As simple as you can possibly get. We start out right here. We are right here. We have 3 different ways to go. We can go this way, We can go this way and then dive deeper, or we can go this way. Knowing that, when I say, all right, how do you guys want to make this area? How do you guys want to make this area? Right? As simple as you can possibly get. As simple as you can possibly get. Add some rocks and boulders to make the routing more obvious. Do you want this to be an open area? And I say that because this is a big flat open area right now. We haven't added anything to this, right? So, like, an idea that you guys could come up with is like, I think you should add cliffs. I think you should add cliffs here that are tight paths, and there's 3 different paths that you can go in between these tight path cliffs to get to those areas. So we can choose like this direction right here to go this way. We can choose this direction. We can choose to go down and over to get this way. We can choose to go that way. But like as simple as you can go. We do have like a big open area right now. Like a big open area. But that doesn't mean it needs to be a big open area, right? Because this is just like a base. Breaking sand lumps to choose directions and cross paths. Are we doing the cross path idea? I came up with that idea. Well, I guess the biggest Moxie boosted Sip might have came up with it earlier. But I just didn't see it. The shape of the texture looks like a snake. Someone suggested that this could be a nest for some Pokemon where you could get an egg. So a bit crowded area with some rocks and kelp. I like the cross path idea since that's literally what we're doing. Maybe there's a cross path to the open space. I really do like the open space. Yeah, we can have little bits of open space. Right? Okay, let's take a look at this. How this could possibly look. But having our different open spaces, our different like cross paths with our open spaces. Oops. Messed that one up. You know what? I could probably... do it like this. What if... So this little intersection per se can be like our cross path area, right? Where we have the different directions that we can choose. This can lead over into an open area. We could probably extend this out a little bit. Like such. This path can go down here, connecting to the main area. Honestly, you could even do something like that. Okay, it's gonna get rid of that sand there. And then let's close this one off too. There we go. Okay, we have now we have a little bit of a better idea. So we did start off with like that big open space, right? And you guys were diving too deep into the more, I guess, complex stuff per se, when we just needed like an idea. Because now that we have this idea, we kind of split it into sections almost. So we have this section right here. We know we're going to dive deeper right here. So now we have a better idea of what this section can hold. Then over here, we have this section, which is all open. And we can see a path laid out all the way to the end. So there must be something at the end, per se. And then the path at the bottom leads to this little area, and also the opportunity to take a one-way path back down. What if the cross paths go to different things? One to an egg, one to another thing, whatever. Yeah. So this path right here takes you down to the way that you're supposed to go. This path takes you down to layer 4. Maybe make a little hill in the corner where secluded egg we can collect. The nest idea. Okay, let's do a little nest. So we need like a space like that. Something like this. Boom. Little area where we can put the nest right here. Are you planning to put trainers down there? Yeah, we'll do trainer streams where you guys make the trainers. Left could be kelp with like a one-tile path leading to a hidden item, i.e. the egg. Good. Good. That's gameplay. Let's go off sync. You got it, my guy. So off sync basically said like a kelp, you know, a path be between the kelp leading to the item or the egg per se, which means we can probably assume that most of this area will probably have kelp in it. And we could even turn it into a maze you don't have to follow, of course, but some sort of path like that. Shit. Honestly, we could even, just, oh, what am I trying to say? I have this as a pretty linear path, but we could make it cicane a little more, too. Probably with the grass being more natural, but yeah. Mildly more natural. Yeah, of course. This is no decoration. We are just layouting right now. Right now, it's purely layouts. No decoration. Cool. So, now that we have this figured out, we know that this is going to be an egg of some sort. So let me find like a... I need the one that gives an item. The one up here does. That's a hiker. Cool, that's an item. And then we can put the egg in this event. Could be a good way to put like a hidden ability mon being right here. Path to the dive down spot could have the cliff walled off except for the path to the dive spot. Bro's cooking. Off sync, you're cooking. You understood exactly what I meant. Thank you. Perhaps add a small route through the cliff leading to absolutely nowhere. Do you mean something like this? Hold on. You mean something like this? Like a cliff that just goes out here? That's not a bad idea. Also, to be fair, this could give us the opportunity to make like a dive exclusive area. Like maybe there's an area in layer 4 that is only accessible via diving right here rather than diving in the other spots. But it leads to absolutely nothing right now. But later on, it doesn't have to. Sure, right now it does, but that doesn't mean later on it won't. But what OffSync said the area that you would... I mean, this is kind of combining OffSync's idea with the other idea, which I think is cool in its own right, you know? The egg to go buy a shiny Wilmer from the dead Wilmer. I don't know about adding another static shiny. I mean, we can, but I don't know. Just another static shiny. A hidden ability mon I feel like would make a lot more sense. Because the more static shinies you add, the more, the less they really mean anything, right? But it is Chat Makes a Fan game, so if everybody really wanted to do something like that, then we could. What is Whale Lord's hidden ability? I'm not sure. We could always do a different mon. Now for the right path. The right path. Jams did say he still wanted an open area. So having an open area right here with all that red kelp we were talking about, I feel like we could just do that. Just call it a day. Open area, you know, not crazy amounts of things. So we'll probably stick with that for like this. But more importantly, we are right here right now. We know that there's going to be a strength puzzle right here, and we know that this is more just going to be a leisure path to the end. Can we have an underwater cave? We have tons of those, Sizode. I'm glad, so I'm happy to tell you we will have that for you. Okay, but back to what we were doing. We have this right here. And we know this is going to be just kind of like a chill leisure path. There's going to be one strength puzzle. And then we get over here. Do you guys want these areas to be big, wide, and open? Is that what you guys want to see out of this area? Big, wide, and open. Not a lot of gameplay, but just wide and open. Add some cliffs along the bottom path to make it look bumpy. Oh, just like some cliffs down here. Wrong tile. Just giving people thalassophobia. What if we wide open upper area and a tighter confined lower area that leads to 1 to 2 items? Holy crap, off sync. Off sync, you are cooking, bro. You are cooking. Round of applause for off sync here. Like, I know the ideas that he's coming up with aren't like the craziest things. They're simple, but that's the gameplay. That's like the level design aspect. So wide open upper area, but a tighter confined lower area that leads to 1 to 2 items. Perfect. So we can have a higher up upper area and then a lower down area right here. So let's think about that. Let's think about that. So we're gonna almost have like a plateau of sorts. So we'll make like a plateau kind of thing. And then there's going to be a lower path that's going to kind of hug the plateau that we're making. That'll lead to potential items and stuff like that. Cool. So the main route, we have just, it's a lot, you know, a lot of simplicity with, a lot of simplicity and kind of just a basic path that we're kind of just going through and making it to the end of the route. But we also have the option to take this second path here, which could also possibly make it to the end of the route, but we also get rewards for doing this. Can you give the rock circle split in the middle for some variety? Yes. Yes, I can. So we're going to add like a split in the middle right here. I think it would just be like right here. Yeah, like this. Cool, little split in the middle. This is still a more open area, like originally intended. And then we also have the tighter area, which we could have go down into this. So we can walk down into it. Boom. Also add this right here. Let's go ahead and, I'm just going to go ahead and make that, get it out of the way. Cool. And then it could lead to items on the other side. So what do you guys... Are you able to send me a screenshot of how the above water area looks so far? Yeah, the above water area right now is very ass. There's nothing really out here, out there. But it's fine because the player doesn't get access to most of it. Alright, do you guys think that this side path should also lead to the end? Or do you think the player would have to go backwards after getting to the end of it and getting the items? What do you guys think? So the player can either walk up these cliffs here and just head straight to the end, or the player can go down into this more, into this separate path to get items. I'm still so looking forward to exploring this entire route. Big coral fan that launches you if you go the longer path. Yeah, we can do that. We can add the coral fan like right here, actually. To make it a one-way path. So right here. And it'd blow the player that way. All the way to the middle area. Yeah, that works. That works really well, actually. All right, I think we have layer 3 pretty much figured out. So just to recap on everything layer 3. Honestly, let's just recap on everything we did during stream today, because we did a lot of good stuff. And guys, trust and believe, these streams are difficult. These streams are difficult, and they take a little bit of brain power. They take a little brain power from everybody, from me, from everybody in chat. And sometimes, we can get a little lost, and sometimes we can, not know what to do or how to do it. And especially when we always end stream like this with just the idea, but not the full execution, a lot of you guys are looking at this right now and being like, oh my God, this just looks like ass. The important part is that we figured out the progression of these areas and also the features. So as for features that we came up with today, the dead whale lord, of course, the island, the music island, the egg in the nest. And we also came up with the area over here where we have the side area and then the upper area, and also this right here going over here. But the important part of what we really did today, the important thing, is that we decided the progression. And I want obviously, as the creator of Chat Makes a Fan Game, I want as much of this game to be made by you guys as possible. As absolute much of it as possible to be made by you guys. So I know sometimes it's hard from y'all's perspective when I'm like, all right, we need progression for this area. We need the level design for this area. And you guys are like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I know it can be hard, but once we get it out, even if it's very, very simple, like really simple, because honestly, most of this level design is pretty simple. We have 3 paths right here. This is a little bit of an open area. This leads back here as a one-way path. This is just a simple path to the end with decoration right here. We have a strength puzzle here. We have the split paths here. And we also have this little area with the grass and the skinny paths through the kelp. Very simple. Nothing crazy. But what's important is that you guys made this. And I feel like that's what matters to me. Is I want you guys to be involved. Because I could make it all, but I don't want to, right? I want everybody to feel involved. I want everybody to feel like that they are contributing and coming up with something, and they have the opportunity to, you know, because even though it's so simple, all you guys came up with this today. I'll go and decorate it. I'll make it absolute peak. It'll be beautiful and decorated, but you guys came up with the gameplay itself, and that is just awesome to me. That's exactly what I want. So I know we struggled a little bit today. We had a little bit of struggle, but at the end of the day, I think we had a fucking amazing stream. Even with as stressed as I was, I think we had an absolutely amazing stream. And yeah, thank you off sync, by the way. Thanks for coming in, dude. You have been great. You have been great off sync. I hope to see you again. Same with everybody else, like Blue Lay, where are you at? Safia Balls too, or Safia Bala, my bad, not Safia Balls. Safia Bale or Bala. Yeah. You've been great. Also, Yoshi, if you're still here, thanks for popping in. Dark Cart Gamer, if you're still here, thanks for popping in. Appreciate you guys. Enjoyed first chime in stream. I'm glad you did. These mapping streams can get a little frustrating sometimes. Mapping is not easy. Let's just put it that way. Mapping is not an easy thing to do. Especially all together, you know, it's one of those like really difficult things to all work together on, but we did it, didn't we? We did it today, and I think that that's awesome. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Take it easy. I will try to get this decorated and looking great as soon as possible. And in next stream, we should work on layer 4, which should be about the last layer that we're going to work on. Because I imagine we can do layer 4 and layer 5 in the same stream. Never did mapping before, familiar with the terms, but I try to have ideas. Yeah, that's fair. Level design is just like, you know, level design is very, very simple, and overcomplicating it can be very easy. But yeah, guys. I hope every one of you has a wonderful rest of your nights. Go ahead and say bye in chats. We're not doing a tasty raid today. Bye, Blue Lay. Bye, Viper. Bye, Offsync. Bye, Jams. Bye, anybody else that's still here.